What is the Kuznets curve? Have you ever wondered how economic growth can lead to both wealth and inequality? The Kuznets curve offers a fascinating perspective on this relationship. This economic theory, proposed by economist Simon Kuznets in the mid-20th century, suggests that, as a country industrializes, income inequality first rises and then falls, creating an inverted U-shaped Venn graft. Initially, as people move from rural farming to urban industrial jobs, wealth tends to concentrate, widening the gap between the rich and the poor. However, over time, as education and social policies improve, this inequality can decrease. In the context of Latin American history, the Kuznets curve takes on a unique significance. Many Latin American countries industrialized later than their counterparts in Europe and North America. This late industrialization often occurred under the pressure of foreign debt. In the 1980s and 1990s, structural adjustment programs were implemented, prioritizing debt repayment and market liberalization. Unfortunately, these policies sometimes worsened inequality by cutting social spending and privatizing state-owned industries. This outcome contrasts with Kuznets' idea that inequality would naturally decline as economies grow. For Latin America, the implications of the Kuznets curve suggest that targeted social policies are essential to combat inequality during development. Effective measures include progressive taxation, improved access to education, and enhanced labor rights. However, these initiatives are often undermined during periods of austerity, especially during debt crises. Culturally, community-based solidarity networks, such as cooperatives and informal labor collectives, have historically played a role in reducing inequality. These grassroots alternatives provide support and resources that top-down economic models often overlook. To understand the terms related to this discussion, let's clarify a few key concepts. Structural adjustment refers to policies imposed by lenders, such as the International Monetary Fund, requiring reduced public spending to repay debts. The Gini coefficient is a measure of income inequality, where 0 represents perfect equality and 1 indicates maximum inequality. Latin America often scores high on this measure, reflecting persistent disparities. The rural-urban divide is central to Kuznets' theory, as migration from rural areas to cities has driven inequality in Latin America, where urbanization has often outpaced job creation. While Kuznets' model focuses on economic forces, the Latin American experience highlights how external debt and global market integration can distort this curve. Cultural values that prioritize collective well-being, such as the concept of buen vivir, challenge the notion that inequality will resolve itself with growth. Instead, they stress the need for equitable policies and resistance to extractive economic models. The Kuznets curve provides a framework to analyze the challenges of inequality in Latin America. However, real-world outcomes depend heavily on the choices made in policy and the pressures from the global economy. Addressing inequality in this region requires a careful balance between growth and social equity, informed by both economic theory and cultural values.